Alrighty, hey, Dan here with Sprouts, Greens, and More, and I was setting up to show you guys how to plant tomatoes and maybe some other seeds, and then I got into this thing where I was like, okay, what plastic am I using? So that's going to be in the next video. I'm actually going to do a video about the plastic and all the containers that I have in my shop and what I use, most of them. And there's just so much. I mean, so let's start with seed trays because I want to get into planting tomatoes and we want to talk about that briefly, but we're going to talk about plastic. So here is here's a tray, and these are actually stuck together. A friend of mine that runs a farm gave me these, and she actually has a platform that blows air, and when she rushes the seed on it, it just floats in these little holes, and then it just drops it onto the tray into every hole when the soil's in here. And I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 80, there's like 134 holes in this. I don't use that. I think they're too small. I think if you're on a farm situation and you have that machine and you want to do that, that's great. But for the regular gardener, I'm going to go into other things I use for trays that I use for planting seed. And this is one of my main ones. So this is what I use for the farmer's market to start starters and plants for people. And this is a 72 site, and it's pretty slick. And I like this for all the plants. And then the next one is this one. And this is a 50 site, and it's quite a bit bigger. You can see the difference in the trays. And then the thing is with these trays, they go on the 10-20 tray. So this is the 10-20 tray, and if you watch any of my previous videos, I'm using them all the time, and I propagated turmeric, and you can check that video out. And so this just goes on top. You fill this full of soil, and then you get this. And this has got the soil on it because I'm ready to go. And I got a 50 site here to do a planting today too. And I'm going to plant some seeds for my greenhouse because I'm starting tomatoes right now and going to get it up and running. And then I'm starting peppers for my son also. So we got 10-20 trays, 72 site, 50 site, and then these right on the outside. So if you're covering this, it can get kind of tricky with the cover. And here's the 10-20, and my buddy gave me these, and these aren't too bad. And then you can cover them, and then you can create the greenhouse effect with inside this dome, and it's really cool. And then I like to use just another 10-20 tray, and then just cover the tray like this. And then because they're going to gouge you on that. Like when you go to pay, they're going to gouge you on that. You're going to pay an extra $1 for that clear plastic when you can just do this. And when I'm doing sprouts, that's what I do, is just put my soil in here, a whole tray, and then put my cover over it and then water it every day, and then I get my sprouts. Different video. So then you got the holders that hold certain ones. This is a deep one. This actually holds the 3.5, and I actually went through with my tape measure and measured all the containers because it can get confusing. It's like, I mean, I mean, look at my table. This is, I mean, this is just a portion. This is just a portion of what I do. So you get all this, and you're like, what's what? And basically, you got to use. So basically, you just got to use what works for you. And when I'm doing the starts, then I'll transplant them into containers. And I'm going to show you something with the 10-20 trays here. So this is actually a 3 1/4. This is 3 1/4. I buy all my plastic from Greenhouse Mega Store. I'm going to leave a link. I'm not getting paid for it, but I'm going to leave a link in it. And that's where, and if you look under potting pots, planter pots, then these will come up in all different sizes and shapes. And I basically use these 3 1/4 for the plant starts that I sell at the farmer's market. And the reason why I like the 3 1/4 is because when you put it in the tray, it fits really good. Like, they're a little loose, but it fits really good. And then when you want to cover the tray, then you can cover it, and then you don't have to manipulate these tops to cover these, because you want to keep them in darkness when you're germinating seeds, you guys. And the next one that I bought, and I don't really use these too much, is the 3 1/2. And you can see I use duct tape to mark everything, and I suggest you guys do that, because when you're dealing with water and everything, the only tape I found that stays on these containers is duct tape. Like, I have a container around here with my label on it, and it actually stayed on pretty good, but this is a waterproof label, and that was the deal when I bought them through labels.com, is they guaranteed me they wouldn't come off as long as the surface was dry when I put it on. They were right. This has been on there for about a year, so pretty good. And this was a sprout I was selling, acorn squash, and I ended up planting it in my garden. So the 3 1/2 goes in the tray, but the problem with the 3 1/2, and let me put my plastic as we finish it. And I went and I dug these kind of out of the thing, is you can see how tight they are. And then when you put the top on it, I don't know if you can see that, but when you put the top on it, look, I mean, they're kind of, see this one, it's crooked. It's like it doesn't want to sit in there. And you can see this one is kind of moving to the side too. And then when you put the top on it, it doesn't want to, you can see right there, the top, it won't sit on there. So I like the 3 1/4 inch for these. Now, I do use these in the 10-20 trays, but I manipulate it. I pull this out and then put it over the top. And it's kind of like that. You can see it's bowed and it's a little off even. And that's how I do that. But to really, you want to go 3 1/4 inch for the 10-20 trays. And go to Greenhouse Mega Store and get those. And then the other thing, if you're growing sprouts, you want to do whole tray. And you can see my holes in there. And I actually buy the heavy duty trays. Don't buy the light trays. Spend the extra money, get the heavy duty trays. They're gonna like, and they sell a really heavy duty one that I've been buying lately, and you're gonna pay way more for it. But look, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't crack when you bend it. And when you bend these, you can hear them a little bit. This one's not too bad, but this was a really thin one. And you can already see it's torn. And can you see that on there? You can kind of see where it's torn right there. And so what I do in the sprout business is when the bottom tray gives up and cracks, then I make it into a whole tray, and then I just put the holes in it, and then it goes into this tray, and then I put my soil in here, and I put my let's say brown mustard in here, or alfalfa, whatever seed, or wheatgrass seed in here, and then I wet it down, and I don't even top cover my sprouts unless it's corn. I cover the corn. I like to cover the sprout corn just a little bit, but the rest of the sprouts, I never cover them. I just wet them down and keep them wet, and they sprout in about 2 days. And then I don't use that clear plastic. I use the top tray, and you can see I was doing wasabi. This is the bottom tray, and I was doing wasabi. And the wasabi sprout is smoking, you guys. I mean, it's smoking. And you can go to Sprouts, Greens, and More if you want any wasabi sprouts and you live in Bakersfield. I'll actually grow them for you and deliver. And then I found this tray, and my buddy was into sprouts. He was like, oh, I got a bunch of these for free, so I'm going to grow sprouts. But this, I go, man, he was using newspaper to put in here, and basically, he goes, well, what do you do with this tray? Goodbye. See ya. I never use that tray. Sometimes I use it to carry plants, but that tray is worthless for what I'm doing. But you might find a good use for it, but I can't use it. And so it's gone. It's out of here. And then the other things I've been doing for planting, and then I'm going to put my tomatoes in this. This actually was plants that came from a nursery, and it's a 6-hole, and I believe it's like 8 inches long. It's like 8 inches long, and then it's 5.5 from edge to edge. And I really love these, and they fit in the 10-20 tray pretty good. So if you look at that, like, you got to turn this one sideways, but you can get 5 of them in the tray. And then what I like about this again is the top rides on there pretty good. It's got a little gap on it, but I'm not going to stress on that. And I think once you get it on the heat mat, it'll heat up, and it's great to do that. And I actually filled those up because I'm going to put my indeterminate tomatoes in them today and do that. And I'm probably going to make that video right after this one. So let me grab something real quick. So on this one, and I was going through the containers one day, and I don't think I had the measurements right, and that's why I'm making this video. Is these are 5 inches, and they're called deep pots. You get these at Greenhouse Mega Store too, and then they're 3.5, about almost 3.5 on the top. You can see that. And then these, actually, I bought the holders for these because I was going out in my garden, they were falling over in the 10-20 tray, so I bought the holder for it, and it holds 18. And the cool thing about the holder is it fits, check it out, it fits in the 10-20 tray perfect. And then you can put the soil in here, you get it totally full, and then just get the soil in here, and it's badass, man. I mean, I love these pots. I buy 2 and 3 cases at a time, and then guys buy tomato plants from me throughout the years and other plants, and I just use that a lot. I use that pot a lot, and I reuse them until I can't get no more use out of them. So this is a very quick video. I just wanted to hit on the plastic because there's so much, and then you can get even further. Like, you can go into fabric pots. Like in the greenhouse, we use a 7-gallon fabric pot, and then you can get plastic bags for the containers. You can buy the bags, and that's the cheapest way to go. And that's the cool way to go. So I wasn't going to hit on the bags, but I'm going to in this plastic video. So we got the bags, and basically you put your soil in the bag, and this bag right here is a 1 gallon. And I was doing aloe vera in these and taking them to the market, and these are great, and these are really cheap. I can't find these white bags, and they're really thick. So they got the black bags, and you gotta watch it, because if you get too big, like a 7 gallon black bag, they'll start ripping with the soil in them because they're so heavy. But you can get these in 1/4 gallon, 1/2 gallon, gallon, I think 3 gallon, 5 gallon, 7 gallon, 10 gallon. And I think they make a big one, but I don't really recommend anything over 10 gallons when it comes to the plastic bag, because it's just gonna rip. I did get these white ones once. I bought them in like 15 gallons. I was trying to do 2 tomatoes in 1 bag, which did not work. It just got too intertwined. So anyway, so this is my plastic video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the plastic or the sprouts, let me know. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. I hope you guys are liking the content I'm putting out. I'm trying to think of cool stuff that's in gardening that you can, that I can put out and teach you guys what I'm doing. And then, and it's just so much plastic. I didn't even hit on these. These actually come in a sheet, and I'm going to do some tomatoes in this. And they're not quite as big as the 8-inch, so they're about 6 inches by 4 inches. And I like these too because I got them on sale at Greenhouse Mega Store, and I think I got a case of them for like 20 bucks, and then they sent them to me, and there was hundreds of them, and I was like, oh cool, for 20 bucks. I don't even know how they shipped them for that price, because that includes the shipping. But anyway, back last year I was buying so much stuff for my sprouts, plastic, that I think they just were treating me good. So, anyway, I'm down with Sprouts, Greens, and More. And thanks for watching. I hope you liked this very short video. And peace. I'm out.